Alright, so today we left the Glades RV and Marina and we came 0.6 nautical miles towards the Gulf on the Okeechobee Waterway to get to the Glades Boatyard and Storage. Our intention is to haul out here and get some bottom work done and hopefully get some mast work done and a couple other little things before we splash again and head to the Keys. Planning on maybe a month before we get back in the water, and then maybe up to a week before we get to the Key down to Marathons. We'll see how it goes. What you doing, Harley? Why? The house moved today. What happened? Oh no! So this is the third time we've been hauled out. Bring it back up. Bring it back out. It's pretty clean. Hose was too small. There was a lot of discussion about where this back support needed to be. The sling mark is pretty much right there where the main bulkhead back here is. So really that sling mark needs to be either moved to the aft or to the fore to allow for blocks to be placed underneath of the bulkhead. The front one seems good. That's because the hole on the front is more steep and it's not flat like it is in the back, and it can hold the weight better. So need to make that change. And I also got to figure out why my bilge pump keeps pumping out water. I must have a water leak somewhere. I'm not sure what's going on with that. It's something new.
Okay, just wanted to give everybody a little look at where we are. Here's William. He's getting ready. We're getting ready to go up, and at the boathouse there's going to be a gathering of all the people that are going to die together. And there she is. She is on the hard. For everybody that has wondered, everything right now is fine. This thing is not supposed to hit us until tomorrow night, apparently. If you wonder where we're at, we're between LaBelle and Moorhaven, up the Caloosahatchee Canal. That's the Caloosahatchee out there. We do have both of our vehicles, and we're staying. There are 11 souls, 11 brave souls that are staying in this boatyard through Hurricane Milton. We are 2 of them. That guy out there, he's anchored right now, but he'll come over and stay on the dock.
There's like 11 fools on the ship of fools.
11 fools. We're all gonna die together. But anyway, so that's the scoop, y'all. We on the hard. We are at Glades Boatyard up the Caloosahatchee, east of Fort Myers in Cape Coral, and we're staying. That there is a tornado. That's a big bitch too. Sorry about my language. Good Lord. All the traffic stopped to let the tornado go by. Tornado crossing. I told her that was my dream. That header, it's right there. That was it. Gorgeous boat. Best part of this is the guy that has the sling around his neck in the back of the boat back there. He's remotely controlling all of this. They're actually bringing him. This is Ron. This is Ron's catamaran that they just pulled out. They're bringing him over here next to us. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Finally made it. Guy named Sally took off again this morning.
Did she really?
She's still over there.
Oh my gosh.
There's her GPS trackers on her though. I had Tony and Norm, they're gonna try to catch her. And she always goes up to them.
Oh.
Slam her in their cars. Fucker, she opened up the window.
Did she really?
Bedroom. Yeah, there's like sliding windows from the salon back to the bedroom. Good shit, opened it up. I didn't know she could do that.
Oh my God.
She ran right out.
As I told him last night, I was like, he better lock that boat up tight.
I did. I had her locked in, man. I didn't know she'd open the door.
And Yes, this is as close to our boat as it looks. Even closer, actually. Because this camera makes it look pretty far away. She is a swinging. Just a swinging.
Well, the cat didn't know to go for a ride. He got down in his boat and said,
There you go.
there's that damn cat.
So, is another project I've been working in the boat yard while we're out on the hard here. It's kind of nice having a catamaran you can work under instead of the sun on some things, but on these inside holes there's a lot of staining. That stain is mainly from the tannins in the fresh water we've been in, but these other stains here, these are pretty deep into the gel coat, and what I was able to do was sand it and sand it down. Started out with 800 grit and went up to 1000, then went up to 1200, and then I don't know if you can see the shiny section up here. Went over it with a buffing compound, and it did a really nice job. The gel coat under here is obviously not as thin as it is on the side because it's mostly out of the UV rays, and probably hadn't been polished as much as the outside over the years. So the outside hole over here, I kind of did the same thing too. It's not working quite as well. I think the stains are deeper, but I was able to get a pretty good shine out of it on the very front. I started working on going the rest of the way down the hole here. And so far I've got the first pass of 800 grit. And I figured I'd go all the way down the end with 1 grit and then come back and do the 1000 and come back and do the 1200 and then buff it out. I'm gonna have to get a ladder so I can get up there and get the top section up there. I'm just working on the bottom chine here. But hopefully it'll come out nice enough that, yeah, it looks a lot better. Yeah, we can put off painting or re-gel coating the whole boat for a little bit longer. That's one thing I've been working on. Boat yard's been pretty busy. This little Proud over here has been across the Atlantic Ocean 3 times. The current owner came from France over to the Caribbean, and the owner before him came from France to the Caribbean and then back over to France again. But so it's got a lot of miles under its keels. And interesting, it got cloudy today, so it cooled off some. Still been pretty hot. But there are guava trees, I was told. Never really seen a guava tree where we built, but anyway, time to get back to it. See if I can get this looking a little better.